welcome to another edition of winemastery.co.uk. I'm John Lightford and this is...
John Murphy.
We're here to tell you all about wine, and if you've looked at the introduction, you already know that on this episode we're going to be talking a little bit about slightly unusual wines. So, part one, what are we going to talk about in part one, John?
Part one, I thought we would go for a Pinot Noir, because the Pinot Noir is in itself quite an unusual grape, and it's quite a minefield there. I mean, most Pinot Noirs we will all know is from the Burgundy region, which is French, and they produce probably most Pinot Noir, the most popular Pinot Noirs, and it can vary quite a lot. Can your Pinot Noirs? Some very light, easygoing ones, some quite big, beastie ones. But it is quite an unusual flavour, is the Pinot Noir as well. But what we've gone for, this evening is on the lighter side, and we've actually gone to Chile for this. Yes, I know.
Not Burgundy. That's
not Burgundy. No, but we will be covering that at some point in the future. So stay tuned for that. Right. But no, I've gone for a Chilean Pinot Noir.
So you mentioned, that you can get a whole range of sort of quite light, and how do you tell? Is that alcohol, or is that...
No, again, it's one of these, it's almost that you need to know kind of thing. Right. The different areas within Burgundy can tell you. But then that's where it becomes that minefield, because it is, the French expect you to know which area or whereabouts you are going to get the heavier ones from. Whereas, in other places make it a lot easier, like as you said, the Chilean ones, you'll be able to read on the bottle, will tell you whether it's the lighter one or whether it's one of the heavier, more kind of vegetal beasties.
Okay, right. Okay, yeah, I'll move on to this.
Okay. Now we have gone for the de Gras. We've tasted de Gras many times, or different de Gras. And I've championed Chilean wines many times, and especially the de Gras.
Ooh,
you see
that's not a colour I was expecting. Well, it's red, but the shade is...
But yeah, but you can see it's quite a light. You can see straight through that. It's not heavy at all. But it's not kind of a... There's a vibrancy there, but it's almost like it's got a hint of like that tawniness in there, that brown. It's not the kind of purple or the ruby you would usually expect from a red wine. So. Oh, this is a bit different, isn't it?
It's a little bit different.
I can smell.
What's?
It's quite light and fresh, is the nose, isn't it? Very strawberry.
I was going to say red fruits, but you must want to know.
Hey, you're getting there. That's not bad. It does have that kind of jamminess as well, which I kind of more associate with the Cabernet Sauvignon. Probably not quite as rich. It's a lot fresher than you would get from a Cab Sauv. But it's definitely there.
Does it smell any different out the left nostril?
But you stop mocking. This is my strong nostril.
Okay.
I can tell you what I get there as well. You're never going to get. There's a hint of leather. There's a hint of leather in there.
No,
there is a hint of leather. Yeah, definitely.
In the Rioja that we tried, I think that was episode 15, somewhere around there. I got leather, but on every other wine, I've never managed to taste leather.
Okay,
so I certainly can't smell it on this one.
It's because it is on the end. It's on like a...
On the end.
Did you go for the left nostril?
Yeah. That's the point of principle.
So I'm going to give this a go.
Right.
So I want to get the taste buds going.
I went through 3 different tastes then.
Go on.
I don't know what they were. I went through 3 different tastes.
That's got a real acidity in there, and a real kind of freshness. Yeah. Tannin. But it did start off quite... That strawberry definitely came through, but it didn't... Instead of like usually when you taste it, and I'm going to refer to a Cab Sauv again, usually you get that strawberry and then a richness that follows after. This didn't have that. It's got more... The strawberries in there, that red fruit, but there's acidity that kind of cleans the palate, or kind of just sharpens and gets you around there a little bit. Not in a bad way. Not... In fact... And although it doesn't have the kind of power or depth I was thinking with the Cab Sauv, that flavour still hangs on in there. It's not as if it's more of a subtle kind of Cabernet Sauvignon. I describe that as.
On the second try, I only got 2. I guess the first one was just because my mouth was that good.
I think the warming of the taste buds. That first one.
Yeah.
I think the acidity in there really came out quite strong.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, it's still there, but it's not nearly as apparent after your second or third
No.
kind of sip on there. But that is definitely. Well, he says tannins as well. The tannins are in there, but again, it's not. Usually the tannins can be overpowering, or sometimes it can be, but this doesn't have that. All the tannins are well balanced there. I describe that as a well balanced wine.
Would you consider having this chilled?
You could have it, yeah, definitely.
Sometimes on a summer's evening, it's just.
Yeah, well, you can take this. There are a few grapes that we'll take, or a few red grapes that will take a chill. Gamay being one of them, and Gamay is something we will cover again in future episodes. But this one would definitely, take that chill.
Very nice, very nice.
That was
It's different. It is different.
Yeah,
it feels quite refreshing.
I tell you what. I've got. I'm gonna laugh again. What we were discussing earlier, that kind of. You know when we said that tyres and the rubber, that kind of thing. I think it's got that at the end as well, in a nice way. Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Really? No, I didn't get that at all. I'm so far behind you.
You're not.
I feel like I'm spinning my wheels.
That was bad. Yeah. I said this episode's about the more interesting things we wouldn't have gone for. And that is quite an interesting one.
So you mentioned, obviously, in Burgundy, would the French version of this be a lot different?
The lighter ones would not be, no, they'd be very, very similar to this one. I'd probably say maybe a little bit more depth about them, perhaps a little bit more complexity. But on different kind of areas, they go into those big, as I said, the big powerful ones where you would be tasting that rubber. And they kind of, there's a word called, which they use called vegetal, which is almost like, and this sounds awful, but some of the bigger, more powerful kind of Pinot Noirs almost smell like rotting vegetables.
Really?
They really do have that. That's it, and it makes it quite an obvious grape to kind of find.
Yeah.
It can be, but then again, when we do come to these, we'll go through some of the lighter ones, going up to the heavy ones, and you'll see what I mean by that.
Okay. And in terms of, is this a wine that you would lay down or not?
Not particularly this one. Not particularly.
Pinotage in general.
Pinot Noir. You could.
Pinot Noir, sorry. So close. This is a Pinot Grigio.
No, it's not Pinot Grigio. It could be. Yeah, we really are far away.
Still a lot of work. Work in progress.
Well, I'll live with that. But I forgot what your question was. All laid down.
Yeah.
This, on the heavier Pinot Noirs, you could easily lay those down, for a good amount of years. But yeah, these lighter ones, obviously, they are meant to be drunk light.
And so you can get them, obviously, from France, as we said. From Chile, Argentina, Australia.
And New Zealand make a fantastic Pinot Noir. New Zealand, and again, I've always. I know I championed a lot of Chile, but New Zealand I think do make some fantastic wines, and I always say are kind of underrated. Pinot Noir being one, and the good old unoaked Chardonnay. I can't big that up enough.
So Pinot obviously is Pinot Grigio, Pinotage, as I
Pinotage.
So where's the Pinot come in? Do you know?
I couldn't tell you that.
We'll have to check that out.
We'll definitely.
Yeah.
For next episode.
When we're doing Pinot.
Well, when we do them all together, Could go Pinot Noir, Pinotage.
Yeah.
Pinot Grigio. Pinot Gris.
Very light red.
Yeah, we've got lots of Pinots.
Yeah.
I must find that out. We'll do it especially for you.
Thank you.
Right, I'm done with that.
Okay, we're on to part 2, and we'll see you there.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.